Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, guys. So, hello and welcome everyone to today, November 15th, BTC Pre-Market Prep. I'm your host, Biz, with co-founders Andy and Rennie for Zazook.App. And today we're going to talk about the market health. So, Rennie, without further ado, let's just get right into it.
I, so this is the market health from this morning, and this is it. Let me see if I can get them both. And I think not. Hold on. Well, you can see November 7 o'clock in the morning, and this one is 8 o'clock, just 5 minutes ago. And he put it in. As you can see, gauges are moving up a bit in the 4 and 12-hour. Daily is stable. It's not much going on these levels. Basically, the market health is staying the same. Not much movement in the market, I would think. Um, and here you can see that they picked up a bit now, only in the 1 day, and the 12-hour a little bit. Gaming is not doing as well as meme, and TFI is the second best, and as far I can see, AI is number 3. So meme, TFI, and AI for third place. Short-term trend is still neutral. Long-term trend is positive. So nothing has changed from yesterday. Still a correction in the long-term trend. We can see that in Bitcoin later on in the chart. We can see that the price is moving sideways, basically to digest that quick move up that Bitcoin had. Juicy tips. We have some updates here coming in. XRP 62%. XRP has been
Oh, wow.
a, a, a troubling coin for quite some time, but yeah, there's definitely some movement in XRP. Let me see the 1 day updates. I think that just came in, right?
12 hours.
12 hours ago,
13,
yeah.
13 hours ago now, roughly.
Okay. So these tips just H-bar was in for a pretty long time before it got into profit. So not
It's been
always.
2 days, but
Yes.
but it might be in different channels for longer.
Yes. But it's not always that coins get into profit right away. Yeah? Sometimes they have a small pullback to these hold levels that we educate you on, and so that you can get in at a better price. The whole idea is that these coins are making a move up, and when a move up occurs, most of the time there's a small correction afterwards, and that's where you should get in. NFT had also some updates today. TNS 24%, 4 days, and so you can see you've got a nice overview of the profit and how long it's in trade. And if you can make profits like that every 4 or 5 days, that's not bad. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. This is the daily chart of Bitcoin. Nothing much has changed in this one. I want to go to a shorter time frame, maybe the 1 hour, to see where Bitcoin is moving, between what levels we have to keep an eye on. At the moment, Bitcoin is rejected by the 15-minute hold level here. There's a 1 hour hold level here on the bottom, and below that there's also a 5-minute backside, 15-minute hold level here. I can show you. So here's that 15-minute hold level. It's actually been touched already. And this 4-hour break level is quite an important break level, because if that breaks, then Bitcoin is probably gonna correct to lower prices. On the top side, 91,600 is a level that it has to be broken by Bitcoin. It's only a 5-minute hold level that can hold. And there's one more level at 92,892. There's a 15-minute hold level that can hold the move down. And the break level is at, as I said, 92892. So that it is for Bitcoin. We have to see what happens, of course. But these levels, especially the top and the bottom one, are important ones. These levels in between are levels that you can have a look at and see what happens when they get touched. If they get rejected, if you go then to the 1 minute chart, if you go to a 1 minute chart, you can see if it's laddering down, and if it's laddering down, you can take your short or long position, depending on what side of the chart it's laddering. And the top, if it's laddering down on the top, that's good for a short. But if it's laddering up from the bottom, that means that a long position can be taken. Okay. I made a list of some coins that we had a look at in the past. There's some coins maybe that are interesting to look at this moment. Let me go to daily chart. Oh, that's strange. Yeah, I thought so. This is FAT, FAT. So this is a 4-hour hold level that we drew in a long time ago, and this was a daily break. It had to break, and it broke above this 4-hour first, and above this daily, and it hit the hold level in the 4-hour chart. So basically, these two levels can now be removed. And you can see it's nearing that 4-hour hold level here, where you could maybe pick up a trade and fetch. Ethereum is at the 4-hour hold level, so you could see so what's going on here. So you could see, well, you might want to have a look and see if there's a level where you could pick up the coin. And if you go deeper in the chart, you can say you're looking for a hold level. Let me see if there's one. Yeah, an hourly hold level just above the 4-hour hold. That's when the coin would pull back. You could pick up a trade with less risk. Yeah, this is also a coin, but still, it already bounced off that 4-hour break, so I wouldn't take that on. Same as this. This is a break level that's broken.
Shorting opportunity.
Yeah, I think it would correct this move up first. So basically, in the daily chart, it looks like this now. So it's bouncing off a daily hold here, So I would think it would go for higher prices here if this area holds. Huh? Have you guys been trading the last couple of days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you like to share?
Sure. Hang on a sec.
Okay.
Let me share my. Whoops. Just stop watching yours and share mine.
Okay, I will.
So just let me know when you've got my screen on the stream.
Yeah.
Is.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
good.
So I've been day trading this week, and yesterday, if you watched our video from yesterday, you'll see that I had some really successful trades. In fact, this week's been pretty good all round, and I've been focusing. Rene already alluded to this, that meme sector. So I kind of decided, okay, I'm going to focus on a few meme coins, and that's it, right? So that's my strategy. So when I woke up this morning, I've still got some lines here on BTC that some need removing, but I haven't removed them yet. I started watching BTC this morning. Here it had a fall down while I was asleep. This is a 15-minute chart, and it had a fall down. So I woke up to BTC kind of down here at the 88, 87 and a half levels. So I decided, you'll see in red here, I was gonna. It was going to be a bit of a quiet day for when I trade in my morning, and it was only in maybe now that it would start picking up. But because I day trade, I stop. I literally, my rule is I trade during the day and then I stop and then enjoy my evening. That's my rule. So I decided to do this, and as much as I will share the good trades I had, I'm also going to share when things go wrong. And today, I actually made a trading mistake, and I'm going to share that with you. So I took 3 coins. Let me see what I've got on my. I prepared this little spreadsheet here. So I took 3 coins: Meme USDT, People, and Bonk. And what I decided, because it was a quiet trading day, I was only going to put in 1,000. And I was going to split that between 5 trades. That was my plan. But because I made a schoolboy error, the things didn't go my way. So you'll see here, I took my trades around 7:45 in the morning, my time. So around kind of here, this point here. However, I'm using leverage, and I set up my trades, and then I had to kind of just walk away for about 35 minutes. And then I got an email that was telling me that meme was about to be liquidated. And I'm like, what? So I rushed back to my computer. We're only talking like 35 minutes. And I'd actually made a mistake. I'd been playing with the leverage settings within my exchange. And let me just go to this. Schoolboy error. I bought it here, and I was meant to have only 10x leverage, but by mistake I did 30x leverage, and I walked away, right? And by the time I got back to my computer, I didn't even have time to add margin to the trade before I was liquidated. So I was getting to the exchange. I'm using an exchange called BingX, and I was going on. I was just trying to assess what margin to put in, and I got the email saying I'd been liquidated. So a lesson to everybody, no matter how often you trade, particularly if you're using leverage, is make sure you set all the settings and you double check the leverage that you're using. Particularly when the market was down, I decided not to go above. For this particular coin, I thought I'm not going to go above it. But you'll notice I got liquidated out here. Only I bought it here at 7:45, and I was liquidated here. Had I managed to get that, add the margin in, that would have lowered my stop to probably around here, probably down here actually. and I would have been fine. And in fact, if I just undo that, I would have got up to like a 4% profit by 6 o'clock tonight. So that was a mistake. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to take any more trades. Now, because I'd put $200 in, because I was only light trading today, I thought that's okay. I'm prepared to pay $200 to teach me that I can still be an idiot. So what I did here is I bought here and I sold here, and what I was using was the hold levels here. I always intended to get out here, so all I did was add a little margin to this just in case Bitcoin went further down, and then I got out here and bonk. I added a little bit of margin here, and then got out with nearly 8% profit, and I'd been using. I can undo this now. So I lost $200 there. So my 1,000 was down to 800. And then I recovered all my losses and ended up with 1,022. So for me, yeah, so for me, that was a good kind of lesson to myself. Always double check your settings before you you walk away from your computer. Because what I did was I actually you'll see I went in at this. I was actually I set my limit orders here and waited for them to fire, but I just didn't check. I was doing 29 leverage.
Yeah. So what made you decide to, like, how did you assess that 10x was the proper leverage you were going to go in with?
Okay, so if I go back to I tend to use kind of like hold levels and things like that, right? So when I come down to like here, if I go back to this one, I'm looking at sort of just below here, and I'm going, okay, so if I'm going to go in here, I want to give it a bit of space to breathe beneath the hold level, and if it goes beneath that, then at least I feel it's okay based on the market. I also based it on BTC, right? BTC was holding on this hold level here. So I was fairly confident that, sorry, not that one. Where was I looking? Was it people? Whoops, hang on a sec. Which one did I change? I think I changed this one, right? But because I'd been liquidated, I didn't want to risk it. So I added margin to both of these, right? But usually I use my target levels as hold and break. So if you look at bonk, I knew that when I went in at this particular hold level, here was a 15-minute hold level. So I was going to get out before this or around this level here. And usually in the last few days, that's happened quite quick, right? So I just basically added margin just to make sure, and then just had a quiet day. Normally I might trade a few more, but I just decided not to do it. So the lesson for me and anybody watching is just double check your settings before you go into a trade, particularly if you're using leverage, because luckily I managed to recover the losses. And luckily I normally trade a lot more than this, but because I already said to myself the risk is higher because Bitcoin's gone down and I'm a bit uncertain what it's doing at this time today. So I already limited myself to $1,000, which I, for me, if you got some losses today, so what? But once I'd got liquidated, and I'd made a stupid mistake, I just thought, I'm not going to do any more today. I'm just going to try and recover the losses that I've got. And if I don't do it, I'm going to get out at these levels. And if I can recover my losses, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Yeah. So if the trade looks uncertain in terms of the volatility, we just lower the leverage, right? That's how we assess.
I do. I've shown you this before, right? I showed you this yesterday.
Yeah.
So I only use this, and I look at the hold and break levels, and I say, well, I can risk if I think, well, the hold level is 10% beneath or 9% beneath, I won't go above that 5. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't ask me how I ended up here on that one. I think what had happened was I was playing around with the settings, looking at how much it lowers the liquidation stop. Are you with me?
Yeah.
And instead of pressing cancel, I hit confirm, which set that to 30, right? And then I didn't think about it. I just went in. So note to self, like, assume you're an idiot and double check everything. So yeah, as you know, yesterday I had a great trading day, got some really solid returns. And today I was just thinking no more than 1,000 split over 5, so that if one goes against me, the others will be fine, right? It should be okay. And then I got liquidated, so it just changed my mindset to just have a light day and just let these other two. Once meme went out, I was like, just let these two ride back up to where you wanted. And Bitcoin then, what happened with Bitcoin is it started to go up here about 4 o'clock my time. And I found a minute hold level at this level, and it started to hold that level. So I was fairly confident at that point that if it could hold it, it was maybe going to go up to this particular hold level, which it's gone through it and has now dropped back down to it, right? And it's now holding it up. So so that was my trading day.
Yeah. Wow.
But the memes are still strong. The memes are still going strong.
Yeah, you know what's so funny is that I'm hearing some of these influencers calling rotation plays. However, when I go in and check it against our system, I said, oh no, actually the move was already in. So it's really interesting.
Yeah.
When I come across influencers calling the next rotation play, but really the price action has already led the thesis, and it's just interesting to see that the influencers are actually kind of a lagging indicator, um, because the software has been tracking this for a couple days longer. Um, yeah, so it's really interesting. And then the thing about the leverage and what you said about how it drops 10%, and if it looks like your hold levels, 3% or 5%, that you also adjust your leverage is a huge thing, and that's the part. Like I need to learn more because I trade everything 20x across the board.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
and some
Okay.
days it'd be like 40, 50% down, especially with the meme coins. It does not take much to get it to like 40 or 50% under the trade. But just as but it also is that elastic band, right? Where um just because it's so volatile and on 20x, I mean it really doesn't take much to go either way. So yeah.
When you've got 20x, at 20x, you've got 5% real drop and you're liquidated. That's it.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So you've got to be confident that you've done your. I tell you a good saying, right? And I didn't make this up. This is something that I watched somewhere, and I can't remember when. And but I actually truly believe this, right? Is that when there's two parts to trading. One is your setup, right? So you do your setup, and you put your thesis together, and you say, this is my thesis. I think there's this much in it, and the hold levels are here, and therefore I'm going to give it some space. And Bitcoin's I'm fairly happy Bitcoin's not going to go down much more. That's my thesis. Now I'm going to take the trade. And once you take the trade, you don't second guess yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The research has finished. So you've got to, the most important thing, and I mentioned this yesterday, is when you're doing your setup, what's your risk is more important than anything, right? Before you go into a trade. And that's why I kind of set my leverage based on each trade and say that, that's different. I mean, if you look at my little spreadsheet, that was the mistake there, right? But I did people on 20 and bonk on 10. That's what I did based on what I saw. So, So you just got to kind of look at it and make your own assessment. But once you take the trade, win or lose. So when I'd made my mistake today, I probably, had I been 5 minutes earlier, I would have got out of it. But even then, I could have added margin and still been liquidated if BTC had a tanked, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you've got to be happy with that. Once you take that trade, don't start second guessing your strategy once you're in the trade, because it's only when you start getting those winning trades that you realize that the way that you trade with us using these hold and break levels is it actually works. Now, sometimes it's not going to work, and those are your losing trades. But once you're happy with your trading style, stick to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was Stephen Trader that said about that. Once you've done your setup, that's one part. Once you're in the trade, that's the trade.
When you set up your trade, you also have your target, and that's where you're aiming for. And during the trade, the price is gonna move up or down or whatever. And during that move, new hold and break levels will be formed. And depending on what you see in the chart, you can assess if that move is really gonna hit that level that you put your target on, or if it's breaking up. And once it's breaking up, okay, what you do is you set your stop loss near that level where when it breaks, the whole move is gonna break down, and you're good. So you have a less profit. But once you set up your trade, okay, here's where I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get in at a 4-hour hold level. Where is my 4-hour hold level on the other side? And that's my target.
Yep.
Yeah, and if there isn't any, then you go down a level, like the 1-hour level, and that's how you do it. And you need to be confident that that move is going to get there. It's the same thing as when you draw in a hold level and something is spiking up and it's 25% above your hold level, and you think, oh, I'm never gonna get that trade, and you look, I don't know, 5 days later, and it's at that hold level, or almost at that hold level. So
definitely. I mean, it's and the thing is, I paper trade. When I first started using these hold levels, I must have paper traded a ton of them. And what it taught me was, for my own, everybody's different in trading. Everybody's got their own risk level, right? And so that $1,000 today, because I've been trading very well, and I thought this is a fairly high risk day. If I have losses today, I don't care, right? But I don't want losses, but I'm prepared to accept them, and I'm not going to like, as a good example, when I got liquidated from this, I did not revenge trade it. I didn't think, right, you little bugger, I'm going to get my money back. I didn't touch it again. I just left that alone.
Yeah.
Even though I could have gone in.
Basically, if you really start to be cool with this, then if you win or lose, doesn't really affect you in either way.
No, not at all.
So
that $200 for me was the education. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Double check everything, Andy. Don't assume like just do it. So yeah, I mean, it's but the memes are still strong, and I'm pretty certain that Bitcoin at some point, and when we start going up, we're still I can remove some of these levels now, but we're going to be heading up to that 100 at some point, and
Totally.
and I think there's going to be a lot of movement, and then alts are going to come, of course. So we're not even anywhere close to the end of this market. So there's some great opportunities for trading.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
But every now and again, it's quite good to have a day where, I know you've had some trades go against you, Biz, right? You've done really well recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But
the thing I don't do well enough is manage, well, assess the risk in terms of where that next hold level is, and then adjusting the
yeah,
leverage accordingly. So
right.
the way I trade, because I also work during the day, is that I assess my daily hold and break levels, and then it gives me this range. And then within this range, if I have, okay, so I'll probably chart something where I can get into something early on as the market starts, and then as I do my thing throughout the day, I I just I assessed and very quickly, and I don't have the charting stuff on my mobile app. So but when if it looks like to me that it's hitting a certain hold level, I'll just exit. It's not the
Yeah,
most efficient because I think yours is a little bit more methodical and more it's well prepared and documented as well. And I think that if you have that, if that's available, like that's the way to do it. But the most important thing is that if you can assess your hold levels and see where the next, if it was to break, where the next hold level is, and then assess that drop so that you can manage your risk accordingly. I mean, that's a skill in itself. So if you can master that, I think that that's a really key component for market success.
You
yeah. I
know
think
what
Reddit.
also is a great, you know what is also a great tool? Our, our channels, they give you the coins to look at.
I mean
That's,
that.
you just,
Yeah,
you just add, okay, these coins I have to look at. What sector, as Andy said, okay, I'm going to look at these 3 coins today instead of
yeah.
the 400 or what, however, how many are there?
There's about
And,
500.
and, and the
Right.
reason, sorry, Andy,
Yeah.
and the reason why these influencers, I don't know what they're talking about is, yeah, they, when the move is already done, then they see what happened. But with our gauges, you can see the uptick in from overbought, from the red zones to the orange to the greens. So you can
Yeah.
see that the move is happening, and you can also see how strong that move is. Because as you can see, the meme coins are staying in the green or having a fallback, but staying in the green, and so okay, that's where I have to look for some volatility.
Yeah. I mean, it's the tips are great, and the reason we call them juicy tips is because they're not a buy and sell signal. It's just the technical analysis within our system that's saying these are looking juicy. Now go take a look, and then if you've been educated by our education in Zazook, you using the hold and break levels, it actually makes you more confident a trader using this approach. I certainly find that.
Yeah.
And but again, we're all different. You're more of a degen than I am, Biz. You know, but I've not used 50x leverage, really. But
Mind
yeah, I
you,
think
only on BTC I would ever do that, but just because it's not. I mean, 50x on a meme coin at a 0.0001 cent valuation is
yeah, right.
it is so hard to predict that price. Like it is so hard to anticipate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. So so
yeah.
so I mean, it just depends. But I think for meme coins, I never went over a 20x ever.
No, not well. Normally, neither would I, except I'm.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, it all depends, if you are if you are in if there's a move, that you basically in the daily chart, for instance, and you go down in all these levels, and you are right at the last level that can hold the move up, and prices get there and bounce off of them. So you're very close to your break level, and you have a way potential upside. Then you can say, okay, I've got I don't know, a half of a percent or a quarter of percent risk. So, okay, I do 50x. So what can you lose? 25% of your, or 12.5%.
Yeah, but also you can set your targets, and as you get up more in profit, take more off the table. So by the time whatever's left trading is pure profit. So if it went against you and you got stopped out by your new raised stop, it doesn't matter. But if it does take off, as Rene just said, you've got more profit, because you've taken your profit already. So there's
But
loads of
you should do that when you're really close to basically the last level that can hold the move up.
Yeah.
And you need to go from daily. You establish your move in the daily. If you can. Now you cannot, at least not in that area where it's correcting now.
Yeah.
But if you take these levels, this move in the daily, then you are at the upper end and at the down. What is it? The down word.
What, downtrend?
Of that. Sorry.
The down move, the downtrend,
You have the upper part or the down part of the move, right? So you have two parts in the move where you find your hold and
the
range,
top of the range and bottom of the range.
Right. So there's loads of hold levels in there,
Mm-hmm.
but the ones that are the most profitable ones are the ones that are at the outer end of the move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think we should end the stream now, Biz. It's gone on much longer than we normally do.
Absolutely. Cool. Yeah. Well, why don't we just end it here? And today was just a great free flowing conversation, and there's a lot of lessons to be learned. So thank you guys for sharing the insights, because it actually helps me become a better trader, and I'm still learning every single day. Trying to sharpen my craft. Thanks for sharing the insights. And for those that are listening, what we'll be doing right now is assessing more of the juicy tips as they come in, but as well as I don't even think I formed my own thesis on if there's a tradable trade for today's session. So I'll be in the Discord, the BC. If you want to join, the link's in the description below. Join the Discord, and if you like the insights, if you just want to come in and check it out, activate a free trial. It doesn't cost you anything. You can see the insights for yourself. You can connect with us because we do this on a daily basis, and maybe you might have some alpha of your own, and we can take a look. Maybe the system's already tracking that. So join the Discord, connect with us, and if you already like what you see and you're already and you can see that you can already get value from it as a trader, purchase the NFT, because we're offering an 80% discount for our membership, and this is a lifetime discount, which is only available for this short time. And so if you want to get involved, you can purchase the NFT, activate your subscription, and become an elite member or at a pro level or member level today. So we'll be in the Discord, and if you got time, join us, and let's just chart and identify our trades. Cool. Thanks, everyone, and thank you guys for sharing your insights.
You're welcome. See you later, and happy trading, everyone.